Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an M12, the Tier 7 American SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Overlord and it's under the command of ReciprocityTM, and he's on the NA server. Now the M12, based on the M3 hull, it's got a French type gun, 155mm, capable of doing 700 and alpha and penetrating 39mm of armour with a burst radius of 7.6 meters. Now, as you may have heard me say in other battles, they made 100 of these, 40 in the first year, 60 in the second, and a number of them were exported or moved to Europe to take part in the confrontation against the Nazis. Okay, he's aiming straight towards the bowl as his first area to cover. Now, at least I call this area the bowl, but because it is a kind of depression on all sides, all around, and it's quite important to gain control of the bowl because it can actually decide which way the battle's going to go. That Panzer Mark 4H has gone straight to the spot where he hoped to spot the enemy, and he's found a couple of them. An M12 fires around in. Oh, big hit! 370 on the M12. Would have hoped that that would have penetrated him, but it didn't. But he gets taken out by our M44 as well. So one enemy has been killed, but we've lost one ourselves. Going for a Panzer Mark 4H next. Rounds out. He splashes him for 189. Now the reload time is over 20 seconds, and you only get 20 shells in total. But this Arty can actually be quite a good performer once you get the crew up to speed, and Reciprocity's actually managed to do that, so he's now getting good results. That Panzer Mark 4H wiped out with the next round. Nicely played. So he's got his first kill, and he changed his position to avoid counter battery. Now it's a tier 7 game with tier 5 tanks in it, so he's going to find some targets who probably won't survive a single shot from him. Going for the Panzer Mark 4 Aslains, which is the Schmaltern. It's the one with the upgraded turret and the side skirts. Going for a T-67, tier 5 American tank destroyer. He's not fully loaded yet. He's decided not to shoot at that guy because he can't see him. He's going for the Schmaltern instead. It's a difficult shot now because he's actually hugging that ridgeline with good reason, because the closer he stays to that VK, the less easy it is for Arty to hit him. Okay, there's a T-29 down on there. He's got stars and stripes coloration, I think. Yep, he certainly has. Rounds out. Nice hit. Right into the side for 237. He's staying with the T-29. It's a serious threat. It is a tier 7 heavy. Probably, arguably, one of the best tier for tier heavies in the game. Nope, that one lands behind him. Okay, he's going over to the other side of the battlefield. We've got a Hellcat right at the back next to that gun emplacement. He's still trying to dial in on the target as it's moving about. Lays the shell behind him. Unfortunately, the Hellcat pulls forward, and that shell does absolutely nothing, I'm afraid. Not a lot of the enemy in sight at the moment. In fact, none of them are in sight. He's waiting for his team to spot for him, but as is usual on some battles, you'll find that your own team just don't get sight of the enemy because the enemy is being very careful not to get seen. As a result, Arty just has to sit idle waiting for somebody to spot someone. And the first tank that does come into sight is a heavy tank number 6, which is the Japanese version of a Tiger. It's only its tier 6. And he gets a direct hit for 247, and he's gone down to our KB2R. Okay, he's pulled back just a little bit. Having a look at that for that T29 again. He doesn't want to waste any ammo because he's only got 11 shells left. 3 premium, 8 standard. The premium rounds have got an increased blast radius, and that really helps if there's more than one enemy tank grouped together. Okay, he's looking for a shot on that Valiant, but it's very difficult because he's actually behind that mound there. He hasn't got a clear shot, and if he did fire, he'd only get splash. And really, that wouldn't be an efficient use of his shells, not at this stage. He wants a clean shot on the enemy tank if he can get it. Oh, he's got it now on the Valiant. The guy's just poking out around the corner. He lays a round in. Unfortunately, it hits the ridgeline, and that's a wasted shell as well. Okay, he's moving position just a little bit, right up against the edge of the map. A lot of tank drivers say, oh, Arty, they always camp at the back of the map. They never actually do anything. But of course they don't see the damage we're doing, because of course they're not in sight of the shell when it lands on an enemy tank and takes them out. And well, they see us sitting at the back, but they fail to realise Arty has very thin armour. And well, that Valiant just took a hit for 275. He's not going to be very happy, and he's now been out the game by the KB2R. And that's the second kill that the KB2R's made from one of Reciprocity's shots. VK3001H, which is now a medium tank, coming up the chine, the nearest chine to us. But he gets a hit into him for 310. Now he's still fairly safe in this position because there's a hill in between him and that 3001, so he can't be seen directly, but it's still a worry that he's so close. And he's got the derp gun, which is the best gun to use on the VK3001H. Rounds out, goes long. That's bad RNG on that one. It zipped over the top of that VK's head, and he's still coming on, so Reciprocity's having to back away, maintain distance, but he can't go too far back, because if he actually goes too far back, he'll drop even more because of the topography, and that will make it very, very difficult to get the shell to come down on the target. Simply cannot see that guy at the moment. There's the VK. He actually went up the rise, but he's behind the rock. Or he fires one in to splash him for 155, and the SU-152 managed to get the kill, but he's just been hit by the enemy Arty, and he's lost virtually all of his hit points. The enemy team have got an M12 and an FV304 still in action, and there's the SU-152 on the enemy team. Reciprocity goes for the side of the vehicle, gets it, 306. Potentially he's got the high caliber, but we'll have to see if he maintains this damage rate. We lose our own SU-152, and we're going to lose sight of that SU-152 if our Churchill keeps backing away. No, he's been killed. In fact, it wasn't a Churchill, it was a Black Prince, but he fires another round in, gets another 232. There's only 2 left on his team, facing 6 opponents. I don't think they're going to win this one now. All he's got is the Valiant to spot for him, and he's not really spotting. The Valiant needs to move further to the west to spot where the enemy are going, and they're now capping. I think the Valiant suddenly realised, yes, I do have to spot for my team, because Arty cannot spot, because if he did try to get within view range, the enemy would see him and put him out of the game just like that. And the T29 appears to be looking at the Valiant. He's looking this way, but Reciprocity fires a round in, and it lands near where that T29 was, but there's a whole bunch of enemy tanks, and they're all coming in this direction now, and the Valiant is taking fire. Reciprocity's decided to go for the T67, but he's already been killed by the Valiant, And here comes the enemy Arty. The FV304 tries a derp at close range. And Reciprocity kills him. But he stunned his own teammate. It's amazing he wasn't spotted by that Hellcat. But now he has been hit by the M12. I think he was permanently spotted actually. And his valiant teammate's gone. And that means now he's... Oh! Yep. There you go. It's all over. The guy he hit earlier took all those hit points away, got revenge, and took Reciprocity out of the game. So it is the defeat on this one. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, second mark of excellence. In fact, I'll get back to the screen again. That's better. Okay, second mark of excellence for Reciprocity in the M12. He also got a first-class tanker from the game. A Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7 in total. A Gore's medal for doing more damage than 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And also a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall. Let's have a look at the team score. 2,877 hit points of damage for Reciprocity in the M12. He managed to get the next high scorer being the M12 on the enemy team with 2,251 and then 2,085 for the enemy Fifi before he was killed. When it came to kills, it was actually the M12 on the enemy team. He did 5 kills, 2 kills for Reciprocity, the SU-152, the KV-2R, and the SU-152, the Heavy Tank number 6, and the VK-3001H on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, I'm afraid, yes, the enemy team gets this one. 936 base for the M12, 893 for the Fifi, 829 for the T29, and Reciprocity got 650. But that still puts him in 5th place when it came to XP. He fired 18 rounds in that game, so he had 2 rounds left at the end of the game. 7 direct hits, no penetration, 13 splash. Damage of 2,877 hit points, of which 2,679 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see some close range stuff towards the end of the game where he killed the FV304. 2 hits received, 1 was penetration, 1 was hit by way of splash damage from the enemy Arty. 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 killed, and 1,160 hit points of stun assist of 10 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 29,121 credits, got 3,485 for the Achievements Award, and 48,909 credits altogether. And after repair and ammunition resupply, still took away a profit of 20,172 credits profit. He got 650 XP, 370 for the Achievements Award, 6,000 from personal mission payout, and took away 7,530 altogether. So, fairly good results, and it's nice to get the second mark of excellence, but I'm afraid it was a loss on this occasion because his team melted around him. And although he was putting up a good fight by virtue of the fact that he got the cores and the high caliber, I'm afraid the rest of his team just weren't up to it on this occasion. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.